And welcome back to Strength, Strategy, and Mindset. This is day number 58. We are well into the second half of the series. I'm Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're living limitless lives. And this week, we're talking about back to the core, those things that we've been doing, those things that we've put in place to help us move forward in our metabolism, to get our bodies toned and strengthened, get those muscles moving. And we've introduced a couple of new exercises, one in our warm-up, which we'll talk about, and one in the circuit that we have been going through. So I'm going to go ahead and hop right in and get into our warm-up exercises. Remember, the warm-up is intended to help us get our blood flowing, get the heart rate going up, get the temperature in the body up so that those muscles become a little bit more elastic, and also to help us get those muscles ready for the circuit that we're going to be doing. Let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my gloves, get those on, and grab my weights. We'll go right into the arm twists. Remember, we're going to do 10 forward, 10 backwards, and then move into the rest of the activities. One point here, because we're talking about back to the core, is we want to make sure that we're activating the core. So those of you who may be joining us for the first time, remember the core is this area right here with kind of the midsection. Think of going to take a picture and someone says, all right, everybody say cheese. And just when you pull that stomach in, that is what I'm talking about. So for the activity, for the warm-up, go ahead, feet shoulder width apart, activate the core, pull that stomach in. If you're using dumbbells, that's fine. If not, you can do this isometrically. And we're going to go ahead and get started. 10 forward, 10 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to put one of these down and get over to our cross-body leg swings. I'm going to use the modified version, holding on to the wall on this side, and then when I switch, we're going to hold on to the bench. And so we're doing 10 of these each leg with a 5 count as we go from one side to the other. Go ahead and get started. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. And switching to the other side. And remember, as we're doing this, we are simply using the wall or the bench to hold us steady. We're not leaning on that, right? Because everything that we're doing, we want these muscles to be engaged. Let's go ahead and get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is 10. All right. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our, yesterday when we did it, we kind of changed the order just a little bit, right? So we did when we added the pelvic thrusts, into the routine. So what I'm gonna do right now is I wanna go ahead and do our, let's do our high knee marches. Let's do that here. Changing up just a little bit, high knee marches. And we're gonna do this for about 60 seconds. And we wanna get those knees as high as possible, right? And we're gonna do a 1-2 count. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So go ahead and get started. I'm using the dumbbells. If you want, you can use dumbbells or you can do it without. If you want to, or if you need to increase the weights a little bit, you can do that as well right at this point. So go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get those knees up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep that pace going. Getting that heart rate up. Bringing that much needed oxygen to our cells that we're going to be using a little bit here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The temperature of the body is increasing. And when it does that, those muscles are less likely to have damage. 2, 1, 2, 2. 30 seconds more. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. You don't want to neglect our warm up. 2, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. There we go. And then let's go ahead and let's do our forward reach. And once again, you can do this with isometrically without weights. I've got weights. I'm going to use those. And the idea here is that we're reaching, and we're reaching as far as we can beyond our fingertips. We're going to pull in and tighten the muscles in the shoulders, the pecs, the biceps, and all of those to try to tighten them, activate, and use as many muscles as possible. All right? Here we go. Ready? We're going to do 10 of these with a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. 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 That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. That's 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. That's 10. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to move to the floor as we do our pelvic tilt. I think yesterday I called it the pelvic thrust. And the idea is get these glasses off. And the idea here is that we are working on the core. We're activating the core, so a muscle or an exercise specifically targeting the abdominal muscles, the glutes, the quads to some extent, maybe the hamstrings, and of course the calf muscles. And the idea here is that your feet are planted on the floor. You are lifting your abdomen off the floor, and you want to lift it so you can get at least a fist under there. All right, so you want to lift it high enough so that you can get one fist under there. Your your quads are at about a 45-degree angle or so, maybe 35, 40 degree angle. And we're to do a 3 count. We've been doing a 3 count. We're going to increase that number over time, but for now we're going to do a 3 count. We're going to do 10 of these. Yesterday we did 3 sets of 10, I believe. We're going to do 10 of these, And when you're doing that, you're activating the core. So let me come down so we can talk. So we're bringing, right? So we're lifting that up. We're doing, and basically what you're doing is you're trying to tilt, right? You're trying to tilt the hips so that you are bringing your abdomen up. The glutes are tightened, the quads are tightened, and we're going to do a 3 count, okay? And I'm keeping my hands on the ground. If you need to put your hands under so you can gauge how high to go, that's certainly fine as well, okay? Here we go, and get started. And 1, 2, 3, and down, and up. 1, 2, 3, and down, and up. 1, 2, 3, and down. You want to push through the heel. 1, 2, 3, and down. I think that's 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and down. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, and that's 5. 1, 2, 3, lifting, lifting. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, that's 8. Remember, we're just tilting the hips. 1, 2, 3, that's 9. And this last one, we're going to hold it a little longer and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and down. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and move back to our bench, or move to the bench as we continue our circuit, working next on our dumbbell presses. And as we're going through these, remember one of the modifications that we've made this week is that between the first and second set, we're going to take a brief break, if at all. And then between the second and third set, then we'll have a little bit longer time between those. Let's go ahead and grab the dumbbells. All right, here we go. Ready? Lean back. We've got the core activated. And let's go for it. And up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, that's 4, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, that's 6, up, press. 1, 2, that's 7, up, press. 1, 2, that's 8. And so we're going to take a 1, 2 count here, and then jump right back into the second set. And here we go. Up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, that's 4, up, press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, that's 6, up, press. 1, 2, that's 7, up, press. 1, 2, and that gives us our 8. All right. So back to the core, back to the core. And so you saw our modification to the warm-ups. So adding that core specific warm-up activity or exercise. And then in our circuit, we'll come back and we'll talk about the dead bugs, and we'll add those into our regimen. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into this third set. And here we go. Up, press. 1, 2, and I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. Up, press. Remember, time under tension. Give us growth. Press. 1, 2, up, press. 1, 2, that's 4, up, press. 1, 2, 5, up, press. 1, 2, 6, up, press, 1, 2, 7, up, press, 1, 2, and that's 8. Time under tension gives us strength, gives us growth. Okay. All right, so let's get this down. And we'll move to our seated knee extensions. 10 each leg with a 5 count in between the two. All right, lean back, activate that core, right? Get those muscles, the glutes, the rectus abdominis, those obliques, transverse abdominis, and of course the hamstrings and quads, right? Let's go ahead and do that. And when we raise to the top, right, I want you to try to extend as much as possible and keep that leg as tense as possible, right? Time under tension, continuing to refine and to adjust as we need to. All right, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get into our curl and presses. Go ahead and grab my dumbbells. And once again, we're going to do a short break between sets 1 and 2, and a bit longer break between sets 2 and 3. All right, so feet shoulder width apart, activate that core. And here we go. Ready? Here we go. Up, twist, press, down, twist, lower. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, lower. That's 2. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 3. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. All right, so I'm gonna put this down just for a couple of counts, and then we're gonna go directly back into that second set. Ready? Here we go. And we'll take a longer break between this set and the next one. Here we go. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 1. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 2. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 3. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. One more. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. Oh yeah. those last two, did you feel that? Yeah, so right in here, and my triceps were starting to get engaged, my neck muscles, of course. And then for this, one of the challenges with the press is that we're moving our neck. On the bench, of course, you are not doing like that all the time. So, yeah, so back to the core, strength, strategy, and mindset. Each day that you are doing this, making sure that we're concentrating on form, focus, foundation, right? So making sure that we're using the right form. And you know, a couple of weeks ago, a couple of episodes ago, I had to adjust how I was holding. And remember that we're not rocking our bodies as we're doing this. We want the muscles to be doing the motion, right? We want the muscles. We don't want to have to use our bodies to do that. All right, let's get into that last set. And here we go. Ready? Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 1. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 2. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 3. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. One more, come on. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. Woo! Wee! Yeah, that last one. Last one, I had to get into it. All right. Let's go ahead and let's move to our squats. And remember, for the squats, I do 3 versions of this. And this is just to show what modifications can be done. We do the isometric version, which is just basically pressing our hands together. As a matter of fact, you can do squats, just air squats, where you're not pressing, you're just kind of squatting, okay? So that certainly is one that you can do. The other one is pressing the hands, the palms together, right? So isometric, and you're pressing in, so you're activating more than just the muscles that you're using for the squat itself. You're actually doing some things for the upper extremity, upper part of the body. The dumbbell press was same idea. And then of course the kettlebell. So that one you're not pressing in, but you're actually having to use muscles to keep that kettlebell where it needs to be. So lots of different versions of doing this. And you want to pick one or pick a couple and incorporate them into your routine. Here I'm going to do all 3, well 3 of them, so that you can see what those look like. Once again, we're activating the core, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to act like we're sitting and then bend the knees. We're going to go down and up and down and up. We're not holding it. You can also hold it at the bottom because that's a whole nother type of squat. So we're going to do 3 sets of 8. And between the first and second, between isometric and the dumbbell, I'm going to come up just long enough to get the dumbbell and then get right back into the squat, right? So we're trying to intensify a little bit. Ready? And here we go. And sitting, and 1, and 2, and pressing in, and 3, and pushing up on the heels, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. All right, and go ahead and get the dumbbell. And same idea, we're pressing in, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. And let's get to it. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. All right. And I think I mentioned last time that one became very practical for me the other day because our elevator, one of the elevators in the office went out and I'm on the 3rd floor. And so I had to climb those stairs, right? So getting those muscles in the legs strong and being able to go through that, proved beneficial. Let me just say that. So a little longer break between that second and then this 3rd set. And this 3rd one, we're going to do the goblet, or not the goblet, we're going to use the kettlebell for it. And so you can modify any of these as you need to. If you don't have dumbbells, if you don't have kettlebells, isometric, or just do air squats. Your body is actually providing tension. Your body's providing the weights because your lower body has to lift the entire upper body. So you're not doing something that's not beneficial because your legs are getting stronger. And then you're transferring the energy from the lower extremity through the midsection to the core to the upper body to be able to lift it. So you're having benefit there as well. All right, let's get into this last set. This one we're going to use our kettlebell. Feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Activate the core, and let's go for it. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, very good. And then we're going to go into our hammer curls. So we'll need to grab these dumbbells again. It's a short break between sets 1 and 2, and then a little longer break between set 2 and 3. And so the idea of back to the core is going back to basics, number 1. So that's the first thought. Back to basics, back to the things that we've been doing, understanding that the core of what we've been doing is the circuit, right? So the warm up, the circuit that we're going through, and then the cool down. Those are the core components of what we're doing. Within the warm up, you saw we added something specifically targeting the core, but the idea there also is that you can refine those to give additional tension, additional time on the tension, to get additional benefit. So that warm up actually can be a circuit on its own. Let me just say that, right? So we can have that warm up just as a complete circuit, and that could be all that we do, where we extend those, maybe do some more reps within each of the sets. So that itself can be a circuit. This, of course, is our main circuit, and here we're targeting different parts of the body. We've got upper body extremity exercises, we've got lower body exercises, and of course we've added the exercise that particularly targets the midsection. So we'll get to that here in just a little while. But back to the core. So back to basics, and then beginning to refine and add and tweak that to give additional time under tension. And then we're right now, notice that we're going from one set to the next a little bit more rapidly. So that is deliberate. That is a deliberate movement as we continue to advance what we're doing. All right, let's get to the hammer curls. And here, feet shoulder width apart. We're activating the core and we're lifting. So dumbbell to the opposite chest. You can do that quickly and then slow on the way down. We'll do 3 sets of 8 and then short break between first and second set and longer break between second and third set. Here we go. And up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. I think that gives us 4. Up and down, up and down. That's 5. Up and down, up and down, that's 6, up and down, up and down, that's 7, up and down, up and down, that's 8. And I'm just going to hold on to these dumbbells and get right into the second set. Ready? Up and down, up and down, that's 1, up and down, up and down, that's 2, up and down, up and down, that's 3, up and down, up and down, that's 4, up and down, up and down, that's 6, up and down, up and down, that's 7, up and down, and up and down, that's 8. And once again, for these and for everything that we do, we want to use the targeted muscles to do the work. I could use my body to actually move those dumbbells, but we don't want that. We want the muscles that we're trying to engage to actually do the work. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get to that last set. And here we go. Up and down, 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 and up and down, that's 3, up and down, up and down, that's 4, up and down, up and down, that's 5, up and down, up and down, that's 6, up and down, and up and down, that's 7, up and down, and up and down, that's 8. All right. Yeah, those last sets within those, the last reps within those sets are usually pretty intense. I can feel feel that tension, time and attention, feel that burning, that resistance, and that. I was talking to somebody in the office yesterday, and I was telling them that it's I used the word, I think, addictive, right? When you feel that. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get back to the floor. We're gonna do our dead bugs, and this was the idea of activating that back to the core idea. And so here we're lifting our legs on about a 90-degree angle, but you want these calf muscles to be parallel to the ground. Actually, move up a little bit. Got our hands. There we go. And so we're going to alternate one hand with the opposite leg. And the idea is that we're stretching that leg, trying to get it as flat as possible, and at the same time getting this arm as flat as possible. Right? And then we come back up. The same thing to the other side. All right, so this one stays up. And then we come up and we do the opposite side. Okay, so you get the idea. So we're going to do 10 of those. And I think I've got to adjust a little bit to get away from that bench. Okay, here we go. Ready? We're going to do 10. Basically alternating 5 times on each side. So ready? Here we go. And that's going to be 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. And that's 10. All right. Back to the core. Back to the core, y'all. All right, let's get into our lateral raises. Get my glove back on. All right, get those dumbbells. All right, and so once again, 3 sets of 8. Ready? Once again, and these, of course, I'm not going to be counting them out as we've been doing, but just make sure you're using the right form. Feet shoulder width apart. Activate that core. And we're going to go up quickly and then lower it slowly. Ready? Here we go. And up and down, 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 up and down. That was 7. Up and down, and that's 8, right? And I'm actually just going to hold on to these with a couple of seconds count, and then jump right into it, into that second set. And ready? And here we go. And up and down, 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 up and down. That was 7. And up and down, and that's 8. Let's go ahead and put that down. Whew. So you're feeling that in the shoulders and the deltoids. And remember, as you move those more, so from the lateral more medially, then you're activating the deltoids a little bit more, okay? So we can certainly do straight out this way, but if we want to access or you want to activate those muscles a little bit more, then we move it a little bit more, kind of at a 45-degree angle from the body. And the more we do it, right now, if we do from this, there's a whole nother exercise activating additional other types of muscles. All right. And now let's go ahead and get into that last set. And ready? Feet a little shoulder width apart, activating the core, and let's get to it. And up and down 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 and up and down. That was 7. One more. And up and down. And that gives us 8. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's get those down and get our weights as we get ready for our balance. All right, so if you've been with me long enough, you know that I love this exercise because it teaches so many things, this balance exercise. Teaches balance, right? So balance that I'm always shooting. I'm always striving for balance in all areas of my life, number 1. Number 2, it teaches that balance does not mean equal. That doesn't mean that I have to give equal amounts of time, equal amounts of myself to everything. It just means that I'm paying attention so that things are working the way they should and I am paying appropriate attention, right? So I may have to give 3 hours over here to something, but 1 hour over here to something, but everything is working and everything is in balance. That doesn't mean that it's equal amount of time. it simply means balance. The other thing is that balance does not mean, if I'm off balance, does not mean that I quit. Doesn't mean that I'm incapable. Doesn't mean that I'm incompetent. It simply means that I have to work to try to figure out how to get back into balance. So as you see me doing some of the exercises, I think in our last episode, you saw me kind of doing the balance, and I had to stop and move and touch my foot down. So that just means I am working, I'm moving, I'm trying to find the best possible solution for where I am. So this idea of balance has lots of implications. Let's go ahead, we're going to do 10 on each leg with a 5 count in between as we lift. Ready? And here we go. Shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And off to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 10. All right. Let's go ahead and get this down. All right. And so just as we warmed up, and just as we went through the exercises, the circuit, we want to make sure that we're also cooling down. And the cool down is just as important, because now our muscles are warm, our body's warm, the temperature's up, our breathing, where we're getting that oxygen in, getting the carbon dioxide out, the blood flow is increased, the heart rate's increased, and we now want to begin to warm or cool that down, right? Get us back into a state of calm. We've had the burning, we've got the tension, we've got the resistance, and so now we want to get the body settled again. Now, metabolically active muscles, the muscles will continue to burn and do what they need to do, which is why we are pushing the MOVE campaign, metabolic optimization via exercise. So strength training, of course, in this space, we walked on our series, and you're continuing to walk. Just a point there to remember that we've not given up on walking. Walking is still an intricate part of what we do. We've not walked here because we're concentrating on the strength. This week, I think this week sometime we're going to do a walk together. But remember that we are right now, we've activated those muscles. Those muscles are going to be metabolically active for hours now, into actually, if we do it well, into the 12, 13, 14, 15 hours from now, we still have metabolically active muscles. But right after exercises, those GLUT4 transporters are primed and ready to suck sugar up in our body, so that it is one of the best ways of improving our insulin resistance, improving our sensitivity, so that we're using muscles and not having to generate insulin from the body, because the muscles, when they're active, they actually suck up sugar without the use of insulin, right? So our exercise now is grounding, right? So we want to remember that we have a solid foundation. So here, in terms of doing the exercises we've been doing, we got to be balanced. In order to be balanced, we need a solid, firm foundation. So we're planting our feet, and you hear me say that all the time. Feet shoulder width apart. That means that our feet are planted on solid ground. We're not shifting, we're not moving, the ground is not giving way. And that has implications here, and also implications in our lives in general. So if you ever find yourself where things are a little uncertain, you're not quite sure, you're in a conversation, you're in a situation, you're doing a project, and you just feel out of sorts, just plant your feet firmly, both feet on the ground, right? If you're sitting and you're feet are up in the air, your feet are not equal, go ahead and find some solid ground, put your feet down. If you can go outside, take your shoe off, stand in the grass, stand on the dirt. If you're on the beach, put your feet in the sand and feel that and understand that there's firmness there, there's foundation there, there's support there, right? You are from that place able to do what you need to do. So just a mental picture. It is an activation of your prefrontal cortex, right? The limbic system, the amygdala, which are responsible for our fight or flight or our reactivity. But the prefrontal cortex gives us the ability to think and process. Someone was asking me just last night in one of our community meetups, it says, why is it that animals, we can train them to do certain things, and for us, it seems more difficult. And it's because we have that prefrontal, we have the ability to choose. And so our choices sometimes are based in the amygdala and the limbic system, as opposed to the thought process with the prefrontal cortex. And when we become grounded, when we are in this space, then that helps us to understand. It helps us to realize that we are in charge. We can make decisions in all of those situations. So grounding, get your feet on the ground, right? Solid, feel it, understand that it's not moving. And from here, we begin to expand and we begin to grow and we begin to find ways of dealing with the things that are going on in our lives. The next thing we want to do is we want to do our breathing exercises. Right? We're going to breathe in fresh oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. We're breathing in positivity, breathing out negativity. We're breathing in a growth mindset. We're breathing out a fixed mindset. We're breathing in self-confidence. We're breathing out self-doubt. We're breathing in those things that inhibit, those things that hinder. But we're breathing in the things that are pushing us to success. Breathing in the things that are pushing us into victory. We're breathing out those things that hinder, breathing out those obstacles. We're breathing out the places that we find ourselves in confinement. So let's go ahead. We're going to do 5 of those, in and out, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And on the last one, we're going to breathe in. We're going to hold it for a 5 count and then breathe out again. All right, ready? Here we go. Breathe in through the nose, in out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. And this one we're going to hold in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then out. Yeah. So we're solid, we're grounded, we're centered, and we are breathing. Our heart rate is slowing down. Our muscles are helping us to become more metabolically active. We're improving, our body is getting better. We are doing what we need to do to reverse those chronic diseases. Doing what we need to do to get the metabolism improved. Doing what we need to do to show up every single day and say yes to our health. And y'all, just like that, let me grab my hat. Just like that, we are another day in. Another piece of evidence, another drop, another dot, another brick, another piece in our puzzle, another piece of evidence in our drawer, another line in an I can do journal. I can show up for 58 days. I can push through for 58 days. I can make a decision for myself for 58 days. I can be consistent for 58 days. I am working to improve my strength, my strategy, and my mindset for 58 days because you've done that. And that, after all, is what Limitless Living says. It says that I'm not allowing anything to inhibit me. Nothing is going to stop me from doing what I need to do. I am pushing through the boundaries. I'm pushing through the obstacles. I'm overcoming them. I'm not letting anything from outside or anything from inside stop me from doing what I need to do to be successful. I'm showing up with my best self, with my best health and my best plans for my life because I am living a limitless life. I'm proud of you for being here because you've shown up another day. You've pushed through another day, and I will see you as we continue this trek. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Woode with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted. Go and live a limitless life. And I'll see you tomorrow for day number 59 of strength, strategy, and mindset.